I just want to ask you a quick question, man. What made you choose? What qualities, rather, did your mate have that made you pick her?
So it was so many similarities with us. It was almost scary. You know what I mean?
Right.
In regards to how we grew up, our backgrounds were similar. We both had some voids, right, in previous relationships, and I think we just went in it effortlessly, man. You know, to be honest with you, we just was vulnerable.
Well, with me, I think with everybody, at different points in their life, they become the better version of themselves. I don't know if I was just tired and she caught me at the best version of myself, or I just wanted to do something different. I had my ups and downs with relationships. So, I mean, it was the conversations, it was the familiarity, nurturing, catering. She brought out the best in me. She made me finally I was able to hold some accountability. She held me to my shit.
What qualities would you say that your spouse had or your mate had that you just had to have when you chose her?
My wife I met a cold night at Albany State College. And my three favorite women were my mama, my sister, and her first cousin. My wife reminded me of all three of them, and she shared all of their qualities: to have an outstanding personality, a pretty smile, and come from an outstanding family.
Were you able to trust, when you talk to her and
Goodness,
stuff?
man, trust. Yeah, that is a big part. I mean, the conversations, she's my best friend. That's honestly my best friend.
I met her April 14th, 2007. I took her on a date April 15th, and we've been together ever since. And the thing about it is she allows me to be the kid in me because she understands that my childhood, I had to grow up early. You know what I'm saying? So she's willing to accept the kid in me to help me balance that. You know what I mean? And she also thrusts me in to continue to be an alpha male as well. You know what I mean? She don't try to clip my wings because I'm an alpha male. But at times, she I know how to digress and let her take the lead because I can't always lead that house or our house or whatever situation it is. Whether it's financially, emotionally, whatever it is, man, with the kids. So, yeah, man, it turned out to be pretty good.
I'm proud to say I've been married for almost 30 years. Nothing and nobody is perfect, but we work it out. And it's all about effective communication. In that effective communication, it is a two-way network. We listen to each other, and when there are issues, she says her part, I have mine, and then we have a common ground and come together. And above all, we don't do nothing without God, because God is just the Almighty.
Right.
Trust, just her, period.
Right.
Everything about her. Trust is the most important.
I know the chemistry with them, but
Yeah, it was always a physical attraction.
Okay.
And she was standing against the wall, man, and I asked the guys, I said, did anybody know who she was? And they said no. And yeah, I went over there, man, and said what I had to say, and it wasn't nothing crazy. You know how you doing?
Was she nice?
Yeah. She was cool. She was very,
Approachable.
approachable.
Yeah.
That's a key. That's a good word. She was very approachable and willing to let me either help myself or hang myself in the first 2 minutes of the conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
What advice would you give single women now? A lot of times they say, I just don't think there's any good men out there. What advice would you give a single woman to stand out from the crowd?
You gotta think realistic. I mean, you go out there and it's the whole, has to be a 5-6 bedroom house. He has to make 6 figures. How about bringing something to the table and you guys build on that together? It's fun, and it'll make that relationship, that bond tighter when you can get out there and hustle and grind and get it together. You're looking for a pre-made family.
What would you say to young women today that say they can't find a man, or when they find a good man, they don't hold him or something go? what qualities would you tell her to show the guy, first date even, and for him to even say, hey, this might be my queen?
I am big on the intangibles. Responsibility, love, friendship, and communication. You can't touch any of those. When you are rich in those, you are good across the board.
Being that I see a lot of older, high-powered women, especially got the big jobs or whatever, and they got the criteria set, and what would you tell a lady who's saying, look, I just can't find a dude? What makes her stand out? What would make a woman stand out from the crowd?
Man, you really don't know the truth.
Yeah, real talk.
Is to be willing to accept a brother that might have shortcomings. You know, everybody's not gonna be holistic for you when you meet them. That's why it's 50-50. We better one another. So if you go into it looking like you want somebody that's already compatible, then you're cutting yourself short. I think all men and all women have some void in their life, and we ask that our partner help us fill that void to be in unison. So just being willing to help a brother get up.
Is there a line though that she has to say, well, okay, I don't know if I can deal with that? You know, he
Well,
beating on or doing something.
Yeah,
crazy.
well, I mean, obviously, you know, physical
But
stuff
some
like
of these
that.
ladies will go for it.
Yeah, and that's crazy. You know, you know, I'm proud to say I never called a woman out her name nor hit one in my life.
That's what's
I'm
up.
48 years old.
Right.
But the thing about that is, I just see at times there are so many prerequisites that are so high.
Yeah.
And of course, you got a lot of strong sisters out here that are doing their things, and they got the education, they got the home, they got the career. But what good is that if you can't share it? And I think that's one thing that got me when I was going through the ranks in the military. I was getting promoted and all that good stuff, but wasn't nobody to share with. You know, I basically had nobody to share with. It was a void.
Right.
And not to say she just was, oh, I need somebody. No, none of that.
Right,
you know.
right. So at the end of the day, when I see ladies that got it all, but they can't find, they say, I want a counterpart.
Right.
What you might be making 6 figures, or
Right.
80,000, dude might only
Right.
be making 45,
Right.
50,000.
And the brother got to eat the humble pie, you know, which is okay.
He eating it, but she may not.
Right. And I get that, but you know, there's other things that, you know, your partner brings to the table.
That's right.
Them lonely nights, them nights when you sick, or, you know, you need support.
Yeah.
Just spiritual, emotional, physical, whatever it is. You know, my dad told me, he said, Junior, don't nobody want to grow old by themselves. And I really, truly believe that in my heart. I think everyone deserves a partner for life.
Especially if they want it.
It's right.
Yeah,
Right.
especially if they want
yeah, but you know, in Atlanta, there's so many headstrong sisters out here.
That's
and,
what I'm talking. That's what this
yeah,
is about.
yeah,
How do we help them?
Well, we help them by just being brutally honest with them and say, hey, I understand you got what you need in your eyes of perspective, but I think at times it's almost, and I was talking to a brother outside, it's the propaganda that's placed upon us. You know, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to eat 3 times a day, you have to get a job, you have to get a career, you have to move to the suburbs, all these halves.
Right.
You know, but there's a lot of have-nots that don't have that opportunity to get that have. So the have-nots, right, are living just as good as
living
the
just as good,
haves,
yeah.
or even better because they're at peace. So if you have everything that you think you have, but you're not at peace, then you are have-not.
That's right.
You just think you have.
That's right.
And that's the most painful thing to see, a queen that can be so much better with a partner and make unison as one to be better examples as well for the lineages behind us.
Everybody want the fairy tale thing, but guess what? When you get out there and you grind and you make it happen, it'll come to you. Life will be easier, and the person that you're building with, y'all will stay together a lot longer than you go into this made up world and you really don't have anything to offer. You moving into that house, or you living off of his 6 figures. Any given day, they can walk away from you.
And I see a lot of women that have that issue with not being able to find anybody. Would you say the standards are just so high sometimes?
Standards are very high. I mean, I think if that person is treating you right, that person is genuinely a good person. If they have children, if they take care of their children, or if they have adult children and they're still in their children's life, they respect their mother and father, they're doing things the right way, you give everybody a fair chance.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when I was coming up, my dad made sure, he told my mom she was going to have food, shelter, and clothing. Those are 3 things that he told my mom that she was going to always have. He was going to always make sure that she had. That's the same thing I'll offer. And he didn't say Gucci. He didn't say filet mignon.
Right.
He didn't say a mansion. He
Right.
promised her food, shelter, and clothing. She
Right.
didn't have to worry about leaks, holes, or food that went bad.
Right.
And they've been married 55 years.
That's what's up.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Literally.
So my thing is when I say, sometimes you have to, you go in with high standards, which everyone should, but you have to have realistic standards too. Like I said, if there's someone who's disrespectful, he feels like he has to belittle you to make himself feel bigger, or belittle you to keep you home so you think nobody else wants you. Those are the relationships you don't settle for. Of course, he put his hands on you. The crazy stuff that just that's just not living. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you can want the 6-figure this, the 6-figure that, the big house and that, but at the end of the day, it's happiness. All that stuff is material stuff. Eventually, you want to downsize. You might not want the big six-figure house, and you want to just live in peace. I live in peace.
Yeah, that's big right there. That piece is big.
I live in peace.
Yeah, that's big.
We don't argue. I don't come home. I enjoy being at home.
So you would say a person that you pick is somebody that you want to come back to and brings peace and gives you peace in the midst of it.
I did not realize, with all the running and gunning, when I finally got that peace, I was like, wow, this is what this is really about. Like, I didn't imagine that life would change. Like, if I leave my phone at home, it's left at home. If I'm in the other room and my wife said, hey, your phone ringing, answer it for me. That's peace.
That's right. That's peace.
That's peace.
Yeah, if you leaving the phone, you
Man.
you gotten there then, yeah.
I tell you, I'm not letting anything or anyone come in between the peace that I have. This is a beautiful feeling.
Very good.
Beautiful.
Very good.
Yes, you're financially stable. Yes, you have your own home, your own car, your career. We get that. And the world know y'all the strongest species in the world. The world know that. That's why these situations are happening where sisters are just propelling everywhere. They're just catapulting in all categories.
That's true.
You know what I mean? But some of them have chosen to go another direction in ethnicity, right? And that, whatever floats your boat, make you happy. Love is love. Really ain't no color on it. But I just believe, brothers have been broken down, whether it's brother on brother, police officer on brother, sisters on brothers, everybody on brother. There's somebody in that crowd that got a scrape on his knee, but if you heal him right, he'll walk with you because he's looking for that. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't do that, then what else can you do? You know what I mean? So that's my take on it.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to help the sisters out.
There's someone on their level, they just hadn't ran across them.
Right. And would you say they blow it a lot of times they run across it and don't know they ran across it?
Yeah, I just think you gotta give a man a chance.
Blue collar dude,
Yeah.
you white collar, I can't talk.
I can't. Well, you put people, you compartmentalize people in public. Oh, he looked this way. You can't never judge a book by a cover.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I hang around a lot of people with money, and they Walmart yourself to death in outfits. You see what I'm saying? So who cares about what that consists of? It's more or less of let the man open his mouth so you can see what's really inside that book. You see what I'm saying? Instead of judging it by its cover.